I'm going to hit record.
Okay. And I'm back.
Ha. It's done.
Figured out this technology thing.
All right. All right. We're ready to go, guys. We're live. Okay, so let's kick this off. I need to lower the cage. There we go. Boom.
Oh.
Cage match time. All right, here we go. For the
Can't
four
see
of us in attendance and the dozens watching from home, it's time. The Fastball Special is proud to present Sketchlemania 6, Night of the Villains. In this corner, weighing in at 185 pounds from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, ready to lay the smackdown, Ken Leadkiller Lashley.
There's no way I'm 180 pounds. but I'll take it. But I'll take it. I'm going to wait till 8 o'clock to start because I'm going to give you guys something to say.
Wow. You didn't wait till 8 o'clock to start talking shit?
Oh.
Let's start.
In this corner, I think we've already started. In this corner, weighing in at 165 pounds, hailing in from Oakville, Ontario, Canada, in his 6th consecutive appearance, Mike the Viking Rooth.
Hey, my one leg weighs 165, maybe.
And in this corner, weighing in at 275 pounds, hailing in from New Jersey, USA, Chris the Piranha Campana.
That's why I'm anorexic, because of that we just said right there.
How does Campana weigh more than me? That makes no sense.
And yours truly, Slam Duncan. Welcome to Sketchlemania 6, Night of the Villains. I'm stoked. I got my Mecha Godzilla versus Godzilla shirt on because I know this is going to be a smackdown.
Okay.
And tonight we are drawing villains. Villains.
Are we starting? Are we going?
We're going, guys. We're going.
Oh.
So, do you guys know what you're drawing already, or or do you want to make it a surprise as we go?
I haven't decided yet. I got two things I'm thinking about, but I'll just probably do one. I'm not sure.
I don't know if I'm going to have the same time like the last time where I drew the Venom and the Spidey. So I'm just going to, I mean, what does it matter? Ken's already kicked my ass before we started. So it's
Okay.
Jillian wants to know if Campana brought the milk.
Yes, I did bring milk.
I doubt that.
Did. The milk is here. Figures we start with that. Thanks.
All right.
Night of the Villains. So why villains, guys?
Because
What's it
we already
about
did
villains?
cool characters.
So are villains more fun than heroes?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you even if you ask wrestlers, I think they like playing villains more than they like playing good guys most of the time in their career. You know, like there's just a lot more color and a lot more interest, I think, and you know, yeah, I don't know. I think villains are way more fun. I always like my whole G.I. Joe collection, my whole Masters of the Universe collection was all Cobra or like the forces of Skeletor.
Yes.
So, they make cooler toys, I guess. They make cooler action figures, so that's why. I don't know. Maybe that's why.
Mona
I think
says
they're better.
Vader.
They're better designs. Their designs are cooler, I think.
Or masks. Anytime you get masks, you're good.
Andre's asking if Ken, you could draw the whole Legion of Doom.
Sure. Yeah, I got sure. Why not, right? Sure, why
Oh
not?
man, I can't draw.
So I picked a villain that it's kind of a C-lister.
Pays by feet.
Sorry, no, I was considering it though.
It's got to be one day.
I might save that one. And it's actually I really dig the uniform of this guy. And it was very striking when I was young. I don't know what it was about this villain. Well, I mean, it's kind of obvious when you see who it is, but I kind of dug him. And that's, here, I'll get to it.
Oh, this is the big reveal?
The big reveal? Not for mine. No one cares what I'm drawing. I'm drawing Stiltman.
Nice.
Wait, that's a Daredevil villain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a blast, man. I did a commission of him, not even a commission. I did a drawing of him one day on a piece of like 3-inch by 20-inch strip of paper that I had to cut short off of a big board, and I just had to make use of the length of it, and I just drew a tall ass Stiltman.
Yes, I love Stiltman. I actually met him.
Nobody loves Stiltman. Come on, be honest.
Oh, yeah. No, I do, man.
That's like an Extendar from He-Man. That's like a figure nobody knows.
Exactly.
Extendar has skills.
Yeah, like
one of the head.
Oh man, I
one
remember
of the head honchos from Hasbro. He's a really good friend of mine. His favorite character is Sleepwalker, and I constantly bust his chops about that. I go, nobody, even Sleepwalker's mom doesn't like Sleepwalker. What are you talking about?
I did one commission as Sleepwalker, and I didn't know anything about the character, and
maybe it might have been him.
Oh, someone missed who I'm drawing. I'm drawing Stiltman. Stiltman. Oh wow. Ken, are you done? What the heck?
No, but I got something cool. I decided to do something really cool, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Did you change it from like what we talked about?
Yeah, I'm doing Batman as the leader of Apocalypse Forces. Darkseid Forces, sorry.
Oh, that's good.
Wicked.
Outstanding.
I was gonna do Man-Bat, but I still got time.
Man-Bat's super fun.
Man-Bat's probably awesome. I've actually never done a Man-Bat.
He's wicked fun.
Kind of cool.
So Ken, I understand congratulations are in order. High School Hall of Fame.
What do you know? Oh, yeah, my High School Hall of Fame. That's pretty funny.
So what was that all about?
Well, I don't know. They sent a letter, and I was like, it's weird when you get a letter from your old high school. You think, what did I not send in? You know?
Are they retracting my diploma?
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late. I already got it. You know, so yeah, it was pretty crazy. And I was reading it, and I was like, yeah, you know, I was like, oh, that's pretty sick. I'm not sure how you feel about it though. But, you know, it's kind of sad because I didn't even know my high school had a Hall of Fame. So it's like, oh, that's pretty cool, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome, man.
Neat.
So are they going to make like a big statue of you there? Or?
Everyone's a comedian. Well, I have zero. I mean, I just think the whole thing is hilarious, to be honest with you. I didn't even know what to say about it, to be honest. I was like, sure. Yeah, cool.
Now, Ken, do you have to go there and you know?
Yeah, I got to go in October. It's gonna be a whole thing.
That's amazing.
It's like, oh brother, I shouldn't even say it out loud. It just sounds so silly. You know who's most impressed? My mom. My mom was like, oh.
Now you've made it.
Yeah.
Did you
what?
Wait, you played football back in the day, right?
Yep.
Now, and you played in high school.
Yep.
So were you like? Because I know you played, but I know you played in college too.
Yep, a little bit. Yeah.
So were you known obviously more for the sports than art back then?
I would say I'm probably more art because, you know, well, I can't say that. It's hard to say, right? It's hard to say what other people thought of you, but I mean, I thought, right. I would say I was in a regular art stream when I was in school. Like I took regular art. I got a really good mark in it, and it actually worked awesome for me for my average, right? So I was like, oh, I love it. And then one year, because I went to an art high school, but I never took the
oh, really?
Stream. Yeah, I went to an art school, but I never took the advanced stream. I said, forget, I'm not doing that. And because you know those guys were all, you know, super super strange, right? So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So I was like Mr. Football or I played basketball and did track and all that jazz. So I decided in my grade, I think grade 11 or 12, or maybe grade 11, my teacher just put me in the art stream. She just said, I'm going to put you in the advanced art stream. I think you do well. And of course, you walk into class, and now they're like, "What's the jock guy doing in here?"
Mm-hmm.
And then I start to draw, and they're like, "Oh, this guy can draw. Oh, I hate him even more." And, so it was pretty. But I'm glad she did it, Mrs. Winter. If you're out there, thank you very much. Because it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have challenged myself to do this. I would have probably just been happy with my almost 100% in the regular art stream. So
she's presenting your Hall of Fame plaque.
I would imagine that would be cool. That she was a student teacher. But now think about that nowadays. Imagine going into a kid's a class schedule when you're in high school and changing it. You read like that would be like lawsuits and all kinds of stuff, right?
It's true. It's so different.
It's so different now.
That's cool though, man.
That's my story, man. So I think most people knew I was going to be an artist, and I talked to most people from my high school times. They talk about the art part, and they're always talking about, you were destined to be this kind of guy. So, because once I got into it, right?
I really thought I was going to win like class artist in high school, and I did not.
You did not win?
I did not win. The dude who won was a talented guy. I think he's a big time tattoo artist in the city now. But I remember being so bitter because I legit had like no other claim to fame. I was like the kid.
That was it.
That was it. Like I did drama. So I was Teen Angel in Greece. I did stuff like that. But I wore a hoodie and a denim jacket every day. I didn't really talk to a lot of people, but I drew stuff. And when I didn't win that, I was like, what's it all for?
Whoa.
Wow.
That was some cryptic stuff there, buddy.
That was hurtful back then, man.
That was it, man.
We're getting to the meat of the piranha.
That's right. That's when it all started.
Awfully sad.
That's right. It's my villain story.
It's your origin story?
That's it, man.
It's like Lex Luthor.
Yeah, it's like my hair though.
Very cool. All right, so I usually ask this question, and this seems to be appropriate. So Mike and Chris, you guys have already answered this one, but Ken, who's got the better villains, Spider-Man or Batman?
Visually, I would say, oh man, it's hard. Man, that's tough. I would say Spider-Man probably. But it's hard. But then there's some really good ones. Batman's got some really good ones too, right? So it's hard to say. It's hard to. You can't. Like I would say, oh no, I would say Spider-Man off the bat, and then I would say, oh, Clayface, and oh, what? You start going. It really depends how I feel and where am I working that day, right? If I'm working at DC, it's definitely Batman, but I don't know. It's hard. That's a tough
There's
question.
Something I think. It's a tough question. I think there's like a. I don't know. There's a longer history, I think, with the Batman villains for the most case, and I think that they have like a kind of built-in pedigree. But I think visually, Spidey has just got so much more variety, and like it might just be that I didn't run across a lot of different Batman villains when I was reading Batman, as a younger guy. But I haven't followed up with Batman in a long time. But I don't know. I think my answer was Spider-Man. Huh?
Venom and Carnage alone are visually are amazing to draw, right? They're just fun. So you take those two, and then you kind of say, who can do that on the other side, right? And you start thinking, okay, but then you have Bane. Would Deathstroke be classified as a Batman villain? I would say yeah, and I love his visual. So
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. I like Killer Croc. I like, I always kind of wish it was like a more classic, I guess, kind of like a villain, like a Swamp Thing bad guy, like a like I guess more of an evil version of Swamp Thing or something like that. But I guess Croc kind of gets there.
Besides Joker, and I admittedly, I am way more a Spidey than a Bats guy.
Go figure.
But besides Joker, who's a villain that you really think with Batman? I know Bane broke his back and all that stuff, but like that can really threaten Bats. Like Spidey's got a couple that really are like formidable, like Venom, Goblin. There's a few.
Yeah.
I think
true.
when they cross like Deathstroke, maybe like Deathstroke is a guy who like he's on both sides of the fence. I know, but he's like Sabretooth that way, in terms of his alignment. But I think Deathstroke's pretty iconic for he's probably my favorite among my favorite DC villains for sure. I always loved Black Manta too. I just thought, the absurdity of his helmet, but it looked so awesome, and he was just such a sleek, cool character, and he was my favorite in the old Legion of Doom, like Super Friends stuff,
Yeah.
Black Manta's cool. I'll give you Black Manta. That's one of those cases where like the villain's cooler than the hero.
Yeah, 100%.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Richard Pace says the Spider-Man villains are better to draw in a group.
100%.
That's fair.
In a group, oh yeah.
We got a Raisha Ghul. He's pretty good too. Two-Face.
Yeah, I don't know.
Two-Face
never.
Come on.
Captain
I wish they would have done more
Batman.
stuff with KG Beast.
What's that?
I wish they would have done more stuff with KG Beast. I always feel like that was kind of a misfire, I don't know. Potential there, I think, for a cool bad guy.
I think you can. I mean, I've never drawn them professionally, so maybe I can count. But like, I think you can sink your teeth into more villains on the Spidey side.
Oh, Chris, I think we know what you're drawing now.
Nope, that's not it.
I'm not sure what I'm drawing yet.
You revealed yourself.
I mean, you can see it already.
Well, I don't know.
He's gonna mess with us and flip the page.
Can you see it?
Oh man.
Yo, I gotta say, like,
See what?
Can you see what I'm drawing?
Oh yeah.
Okay. When we posted this, like, Ken put it in his group, and I was obliterated within 3 seconds. Like it was the funniest thing, and I think some people, like some people, I think in that group don't know that Ken and I are friends. So like I went in there and I was like messing around, and it was like it did not go over well.
It got vicious, man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
And there was Ken
That's
like
funny,
fanning the flames.
Oh yeah, I fan the flames good. That's what my job is.
Well, yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I knew what Ken was doing. He was, he was essentially like, he was building the pay-per-view numbers. But I was like, sweet mercy, I'm getting like.
You came in there talking smack. So don't play victim now, buddy.
I had to go in there talking smack.
So don't say anything to me. Don't be like, Ken.
I don't care. I started talking smack after you said you were going to stab us in the throat.
I never say stab. I always say punch.
Oh, you were going to punches in the throat. That's right.
Yeah, I'm not a stabber. I'm a puncher.
Steven Nielsen says Mike is drawing with a stolen bank pen. Is this true,
100%.
Is this
I'm not even looking up when I know. I'm not even gonna look up when I know you stole that pen. It's either.
He just knows my character. He just knows what I'm all about. This guy.
Are you?
He's a bank robber.
Oh, you're doing Doom?
I'm gonna do Doom. Yeah.
Doom.
Man, I thought you were doing Warduke. I was all excited.
I was pretty stoked on Warduke too, but you know what? I think it's I'll be honest with you guys, it's a detail thing. I think to do him right, you got to really get into the scale mail and all that business. And I kind of wanted to see if I could go a little more simple. And I don't know, Doom is kind of like the blueprint of all badasses. And I'd thought about going with Clayface or someone like that because it was more organic and maybe more easy to draw. But that I kind of feel like since I'm going to Valhalla anyway, I might as well go drawing a proper evil villain, you know. And
wow,
you know, that's my feeling on that anyway. But yeah, but no, I love Doom. He's the blueprint to me. He's the ultimate. You know, he's the ultimate bad guy.
I feel like if you mess up Doom's face, it looks like he has just a metal mustache.
Yep,
that's true.
Yep.
You gotta be careful with that.
I should actually just do like a sculpted one with a mustache. I did like a Viking version of Doom ages ago, and I had a cool kind of Norse-looking vibe to his mask. That was fun. But yeah, I don't know. Kind of spirals for eyes and stuff.
Not to put that fear in your mind, Mike, about messing up that mustache. It's not.
I think the mind games they're more subtle than I thought, but I think they're happening.
I'm not even turning around. I'm just looking at my page.
They say the killers are ruthless.
I've already lost.
The killers are ruthless.
The what?
The killers.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to read any comments during this entire thing.
I'm going to read them out. Alexander Barrett says, "We protect." Can you?
We protect.
We protect.
I need the Rooth posse to come, and I don't know.
The Rooth posse?
Yeah, there might be a posse.
Any shout out for the Rooth posse?
Yeah, where's the Rooth posse at?
Rooth posse.
Guys, thanks for coming through.
Call on the Rooth posse.
Look at you doing a half body. Come on, Rooth, draw some legs.
I'm drawing on a vertical leg.
Oh my god.
So I'm drawing legs and a background, buddy. It's so bad.
Oh my god.
Oh,
the Rooth posse. The Rooth posse's coming in.
Bring him on.
Ruth,
right.
Yan, Sean.
Notice I have no posse.
Dominic.
There's no posse.
Casey. Casey's back.
I'm sure you have a posse.
For the Gloruth. For the Gloruth.
I can have a posse. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to win. It's okay. I'm good with it.
There's nothing to win here, man. There's nothing to win
here. The children win, Mike.
The
children do win. Actually, maybe we should talk about who actually does win.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
Or, you know.
I'm getting carried away with the drawing. I'm enjoying the drawing here. Okay, so yeah, so we're doing things a little bit differently this time. This is a total win-win-win situation. So what we want to do this time around is we want to help out some of our fellow artists and pledge to some Kickstarters. So we're going to do the same sort of thing where we're going to auction off these 3 pieces of art. We'll get into that and how that's going to work a little later. But what we're going to do is we're going to ask the winner of the pledges, or sorry, of the bids to pledge on one of 4 Kickstarters. So you actually get all the Kickstarter benefits as well as a piece of art. So It's absolutely win-win.
Now I say, since I'm drawing in this while I'm getting my butt whooped, that only my Kickstarter should be pledged. Since I'm in here getting the mock,
it's one of 4.
Yeah, you were on my list of you're in my list of top 3.
I'll do a quick share screen so we could have a look at them quick, and then we'll come back to the action. All right, so let's go actually with this one first. Oh, blank screen. There we go. Okay, so this is a good friend of ours. So Pixie Tricks is one of them. We'll provide all the links when we reach out to the winners.
Awesome.
So Giselle Legacy, is that how you pronounce it? I'm not sure. Sorry, Giselle. So this looks really, really, really cool. I think these characters have been going on for a while. There's been a number of Kickstarters, but apparently this is sort of a volume 1 comic, so it's a good jumping on point if you're interested in this. Then we have this thing called Parker Reef 2. Does anybody know anything about this?
What's that?
maybe the creator should talk about this one a little bit.
It's just a continuation of Parker 1, Parker 2, Electric Boogaloo, and it is it's just a continuation of his adventure, the maturation process of the character. The cool thing that happens in this one is if you read Parker 1, you know that he has this pencil from my studio that can kind of draw the things that I've drawn over the years of my career. And in part 2, he actually incorporates 4 characters from one of my most popular books to help him in his adventure. He'll draw them or think about drawing them. The pencil sort of acts as like a magic wand and sort of draws them. And they assist him in his adventure. So it's kind of like, it's a little, if you've read other stuff of mine and collected other stuff, you get to see those characters in this world as well. And we have a limited, one of the really cool things, we have this limited edition 6-inch statue that is being made.
Yes.
That is of Parker Reef it's the exact pose of the cover. And I've posted a few updates on the Kickstarter itself, so you can see what it's going to look like. It's limited just to the Kickstarter. There's only 100 pieces ever that are going to be made. So.
Yeah, I think it's actually down to 23 now. Is that right? Hold on. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I backed that one. I'm getting that one.
Thanks, sir.
So yeah, so that's Parker Reef. That's one of the 4. And we also have number 3, which is Extinction Remastered. Mike, this is sort of one you're championing, right? You want to talk about that quickly?
Yeah, this is my friend Stefan Nilsson is the writer of this story. They wrote it a few years ago, and it's seen the light of day. It's wonderfully drawn by Kevin Stokes and designed and laid out by Charles and PEI. And it's just a great looking book. I had the chance to do a cover for it as well, which was a lot of fun. And they're, I think they've got like maybe 10 or so days left on their Kickstarter, maybe less. But yeah, they're remastering the pages that they were drawn a few years ago, and there's all kinds of beautiful ink wash that's been added, and it's a gorgeous book, and it's a great kind of just an awesome story. It's actually weirdly kind of timely as well, given the nature of the story. But yeah, it's really cool, and that's one that I'm going to be supporting mainly tonight, and also the other one I guess is
Angora.
The Angora Napkin by Pegamoose Press, which is Troy Little and Brenda Hickey art, and that's their project that they have going on right now. That's doing pretty well, and so yeah, I guess if anyone bidding on this piece wins and wants to, I guess the way we could do it is if you want to support the entire amount at one Kickstarter, you can do that. If you want to spread it around 3 or 4 Kickstarters here, that would be cool. It's a win-win situation for you, because not only do you support this event, you support someone, another creator, and then you also get this artwork, and then you also get the bonus of whatever Kickstarter rewards come with the one you support. So I'm hoping it works out, and I'm hoping you guys will bid and bid often and bid well.
Those books look great, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, they look really good.
Thanks.
Yeah, these look great. So again, win-win, guys. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. So to your point, though, like you said, there's no reason why you have to put it all into one. You could spread them out. You could maybe grab a book from each one, or you could go all in. Like if you want to go all in and get maybe the statue, for example, you could do that as well. So yeah, there you go. All right, let's check in on some of these drawings.
Oh my God.
That dude looks awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Oh my God.
That mustache on Doom is fantastic.
I'm gonna make it even fatter for you, man.
All right, let's see.
Has Ken started yet?
Oh.
Yeah, he's just playing a video loop of something he drew yesterday. He's sitting back. He's actually drawing what we're drawing right now. And all right, I gotta start some inks, or this is gonna be over real quick.
Ken's already added grayscale to his.
Oh yeah.
I started a marker, buddy. That's how I do things.
I know. Did you
Straight
start
to
with
ink.
The gray Copic underneath it all?
Yeah, that's how I started. Straight to gray.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I don't have time. I gotta get on it.
Where is my kneadable eraser?
All right, Mike.
Pretty cool,
The
though.
spotlight's on you now, Mike.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm drawing Dr. Doom. And I'm just taking out some of the graphite now that I've laid down because it's gone on a little heavy.
Nice.
And I just want to pull that out so I can do a little painting on top. Problem with some of the paints that I use is they'll trap the graphite under there and that'll be muddy looking. So I just kind of want to get it on the page. And,
Mike, you're painting? You didn't get the memo that it's only black and white this time?
I'm gonna ink and then probably add white, and then I don't know if there's time I'll splash some color on, just because it's Dr. Doom. But
damn it,
I might not color, dude.
So Dominic is saying Ken Lashley's pens are filled with liquid Speed Force.
Yeah.
Can you?
That would be accurate, I would think. Yeah.
All right, guys. Favorite movie villain.
Oh.
Favorite movie villain. Who wants to start?
Hey, wait! I have a question before anybody answers. Is that just like movie from like comic book movies or overall?
Overall movie villain. Has to be in the theater though. Not made for TV movie.
It couldn't be like I didn't get along with my dad, so like the whole movie's with my dad, like.
Oh
no!
No, I got along.
No made for TV after school specials. No Boy in the Bubble or something. So.
That is a really tough one, man. I like that question.
That is tough.
Tough, yeah.
I'm gonna go. I don't know. I don't want to go first. I have no idea.
I would say for me, honestly, one that keeps on standing out. Obviously Vader has his own category in this, but I think for me as a villain, a movie villain, the most effective one is I can't think of his real name, but he was Red Foreman in the '70s show. He played the evil dude in RoboCop, and he was he was just unbelievable. What's his name?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know that guy.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh.
He was just so evil and badass in that, and to me that was like just such a great and like I was, he was terrifying. He was terrifying.
His voice was crazy.
Oh yeah.
His voice is like Mannequin makes you mad. Yeah, I get it. That's cool.
Yeah, that guy was pretty cool.
I think my favorite. I don't even know if he's really a villain, but my favorite, like my most disappointing and the most, was the guy from Braveheart.
Yes, dude, I was gonna say that.
I was just like, dude,
no way.
Dude.
No way you said. That's what I was going with.
All right, well then, there you go.
You mean Longshanks, like old Patrick, the guy from the Old King? You mean, or
the backstabber?
Yeah, I was like, oh, that was so sad that his scene.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's one of the worst, dude.
That's
one of the first times I've seen a movie where I actually felt like, I feel bad for everybody involved. Right?
That was right in the heart, man.
That's a great pull. I won't even. I agree. It's him.
Yeah.
He just throws the son's like lover out the window.
Yeah, he's such a badass in that. I love that.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Is it Patrick McGowan? Is that his name? He was in The Prisoner as well, was he not? Wasn't that like his claim to fame, that old Prisoner show?
I don't know. I know he's crazy in that movie. That Braveheart's one of the best movies of all time. So.
Yeah.
But you know what? That too, and I just watched Gladiator a little while ago, and that was pretty good too.
Yeah.
This pandemic is like, I read all the good ones from my daughter. We're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this.
Jacqueline Phoenix.
He's so creepy.
He's so good in that movie.
Yeah.
we watched The Exorcist too, and The Exorcist, the first one, sorry, and we watched that as well. And my daughter was like, "Oh, this is kind of cheesy," and then all of a sudden the scene comes and she goes, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whatever. Oh, it's not so cheesy now, is it?"
Yeah. For me, Thulsa Doom.
Thulsa Doom. Right on, man. Yep. I can get behind that.
James Earl Jones.
That is power.
Yes.
Love.
Oh yeah, from your Conan. All right, so then mine's Rip Torn from Beastmaster.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love Beastmaster, man. I could watch that every day.
What was his real name? That couldn't have been his like real given name.
Rip Torn?
Like Rip Torn cannot be
Rip
his
Torn.
like, first name.
Of course it is.
Come on.
He had to be a bad guy after that.
Someone get on the wiki on that.
Rip Torn.
Oh man.
Oh, so good.
So
All right. We're gonna go on this for a little bit. Greatest wrestling villain.
Ooh.
I know nothing about wrestling.
I don't know anything about wrestling.
No.
Then I'll make it quick. The best bad guy in wrestling history ever is Bobby the Brain Heenan.
I would go with the Macho Man.
But he was too much of a babyface when he was a babyface to be truly called a villain. You got to talk. If you're talking villains, you got to go with the guy who's been like a villain throughout. It was only really towards the end, as the fans that grew up with Bobby Heenan got to know him as an adult and became smarter fans of the business, that they appreciate the humor and appreciate the good side of him. But he was the most brilliant and evil performer, I think, that Vince had in those days.
Wow.
In my opinion.
No, you thought about this.
Well, I think about wrestling a lot, but
we're on that subject. The actual name is Elmore Rule Rip Torn Jr.
Come on.
Yep.
I've had it with him already. That's enough.
You're fired.
We're done.
You're fired as the best villain ever, Rip Torn.
Terrible. All right. Favorite TV villain.
Favorite TV villain.
Man, that's a tough one.
Zoltar.
Favorite TV villain. That is tough.
Yeah, that one's tough.
Will Smith's dad in that episode.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't.
That's a good
I don't know.
That's a good one.
Anybody who Magnum PI had to take out.
Anyone.
By the way, best opening theme music ever of a TV show, Magnum PI.
Knight Rider, come on, man.
Oh.
Quantum Leap?
You can't say that. Knight Rider was way better.
Then Magnum PI?
Yeah, man, come on.
I don't know, man.
Come on.
Magnum PI had that guitar riff. And
No Game of Thrones fans?
I never watched Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Joffrey's pretty horrible, I guess. I guess that's a pretty horrible villain from that in the TV show. Man, I know there's better ones though. I would say I've never watched any of The Walking Dead beyond the first season, but I love Negan the character, and I know that he was handled well in the show, but I literally haven't seen a single scene with him in it. But I'm a fan of the actor and I'm a fan of the character, so I figure he must be able to pull it off. But I don't know. I really can't say. I don't watch a lot of TV, to be honest. I mean, I guess Dwight Schrute is kind of the villain of The Office.
I'll vote Dwight Schrute any day. He's also the hero.
He's also the hero sometimes. That's what I mean. More often, though, he becomes the hero. He's a true villain in that sense,
That's true. Someone's going with Airwolf as better.
Oh, Airwolf, that's good too, man.
Yeah.
Jan Michael Vincent.
Airwolf.
That's one of the greatest names ever, too. Jan Michael Vincent.
100%. Yep.
How about the theme song from The Fall Guy? Lee Majors singing it.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I met him. He's a nice guy.
I know the whole damn theme song. So wait, I have a question. I can ask a question?
Of course.
Yeah. So all of us are, we have people who follow our work and everything on social media and stuff like that. What's a fandom that you have that people who follow your work or people that know you through cons and comics, what's a fandom that you have that people wouldn't expect you to have? What's something you're really into that is outside of comics?
Damn, Chris, you're doing my job better than I am.
Yeah, that's a really good question, man.
Sorry. And I retired.
Look,
that's it.
It's okay. It's a low bar. Sorry.
Oh, man, I don't know.
It's a good one, right?
It's a really good one. Shoot. I don't know, man. That's a good question. It probably wouldn't surprise anybody that I collect Japanese wrestling games and Japanese wrestling videos, not videos anymore because, we live in the internet age, but I used to get bootleg Japanese wrestling tapes, Mick Foley and Terry Funk fighting in Japan and stuff. See, not a stretch that anyone would would think that I wouldn't like that or like that. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, man.
But you can.
I'm a watch guy. I got 60 watches.
Really?
Wow.
I have all kinds of different types of watches, all different types of things. I like watch. Watch is one of my favorite things, and I'm very particular. So you can't buy me one. It's one of my family hates it, but you can't buy me one because I'd be like, I wouldn't have made that choice. You know what I mean? So I'm not
the best.
I love you guys, but no. I love you, but thank you, but no.
Is there a receipt?
No, I would never take it back. I just live with it. That's how it is, man. You just live with it.
That's true. Watches. That's cool.
Chris?
Well, I guess
you asked the question.
I know, and then I'm like, what is mine? Well, an obvious thing is I like vintage action figures, but it's an expensive hobby, so I really can't dive into it too much.
Yeah.
I'm a big video game guy. Back in the day, old school video games.
Yep.
Early Nintendo. I remember going to the arcade when I was a kid and dropping way too much money on Ghosts and Goblins.
You'd have loved my house a few years ago because I had a video game room in my house with all the Dreamcast and everything on a switcher box. I would just switch it back and forth. And when I had kids, I retired it all. I was like, I don't need this anymore. And my daughter found it over this pandemic. She found this. What's this? And I go, oh, these are video game systems. She goes, oh my God. So she hooked them all up, and now in the basement now has a Dreamcast, a PlayStation, a Xbox, every single system from the 90s.
Oh, that's wicked.
All hooked up, and she's playing them on. It's funny what you remember. I was playing she took it to the cottage with her this weekend, and we're playing Capcom versus Marvel.
Yes.
Right. So I'm playing that, and she goes, Dad, you remember this? And I took my character and I beat her flawless 3 times.
This is when video games were hard.
Yeah, and I was like, let's go, kid. And she's like, oh my God, you're so good. And I go, I dropped it. I said nothing, and I walked out of the cabin. That's it. Who is the master?
Amazing.
I love it. She goes, okay, I'm not playing this game with you anymore. And I go, yeah, put Dead or Alive in. I'm not good at that game either.
Ken, the killers.
My son can't play. We have the Nintendo that has all the old school Nintendo games on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he can't get past the first level of Ghosts and Goblins. He doesn't. It's too much for him. He thinks it's the stupidest thing in the world because that's when games were friggin' challenging, like Contra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all that stuff is hard.
Contra was ridiculous.
That gets the blood going, man.
Dude, the first Mega Man, the second Mega Man, ridiculous, so difficult, so ridiculously hard. The last level is just insane. I remember just killing whole summers, screaming at the TV and trying to beat that game. I'm just bad at video games too. I should probably mention that.
Road Rash.
Road Rash, yes.
Earthworm Jim. Come on, man. Let's do this, right?
I remember my first game system that I bought for myself was a Sega Genesis, and the reason I bought it was because there was a Spider-Man game.
Yeah,
it was kind of the first. It was the first of its kind, and I think
I have the red cartridge Carnage game.
It's just the most wicked. It's an awesome game, and I remember just being amazed at like what the 3 buttons and basic up and down could do, you know, on a video game, like the way you could swing and hold your web and all this kind of stuff, and it was difficult. Like the game ends, you have to defuse a bomb with keys, and if you put them in the wrong order, that's it. And that's the whole game. Like the game just ends, you die, the whole city explodes. Like
it's over.
That's it. There's no save point. Like there's no save point. You're just done. Yeah, it was just so cruel, you know. Yeah.
Dominic says the Power Glove was useless.
Oh, the Power Glove.
Get him to play a game with a Power Glove.
That's the other part of it though. Like the first Zelda, there was no save. Like if you had to stop for dinner, you had to start over.
Yeah, that's it. I know. Oh, brutal.
There was stress to it.
That first Zelda game was also $90, I remember.
Yep.
What a nightmare.
What a nightmare.
You know how many chores I had to do to get that damn Zelda game from KB Toys back in the day?
I think it took me 2 months of saving just to get the Spider-Man game, you know, and then pay for the system. I literally had the game in my house for 2 weeks before I even had a system to play it on. I was afraid that there was only a limited amount of Spider-Man games, and that was going to be it, you know.
That's a level of commitment, man. That's like...
Yes, Lance with the GoldenEye 64.
I know them.
I played the crap out of that game.
GoldenEye is the best shooter that ever existed.
Yeah, I am the worst person who ever played that game too. I am terrible at that game. I never even tried, man. Any wrestling game though, anybody out there, anyone, it's all over. But like, with the GoldenEye, there's just no way. I was just a catastrophe in that game, man.
Odd Job had that hat. Yeah.
GoldenEye was, oh man, I remember that on friggin' split screen. Played the hell out of that game.
Yeah, it was amazing,
It was so much fun. I even sucking at it, it was still fun. Like it was just such an enjoyable game.
So good.
How bad are these comments, by the way? Like, how much are we getting beat up?
Yeah.
No, man, they're going in with. They're talking about video games now.
Nice, I got them off track.
X-Men, Smurf game on Atari, Saturday Night Slam Masters.
Oh, Saturday Night Slam Masters.
Metal Gear.
The best.
Oh, Metal Gear, that was my game.
Metal Gear, you need the box. Just carry a box. So good.
I didn't get into Metal Gear. That was
so good.
I played the hell out of Bionic Commando.
Oh, that was so much fun, that one. I love that game.
That was a great game.
Oh, it was such a blast, yeah. There was a super hard Nintendo game called, I want to say it was called like Werewolf or something like that. And it was a really difficult game. But the really cool thing about it was you turn into a werewolf, and instead of having like regular werewolf claws, like the character was designed to have these weird long, like pointed, like almost like hooks, like just coming out like one, like a hook for each arm, and you had to like climb and you know fight and all this stuff with them. And it was a super hard game. It was like almost like Altered Beast, but it was just way more difficult, like just a million times more difficult. And I never got past like I think the second or third level. There was some stupid jump I couldn't make, and I think I killed a lot of weekends trying to make that jump, you know. But there wasn't much to do. There wasn't much to do, man. Let me tell
spent a day on Super Mario, man. It was the worst.
There's a jump I couldn't make.
Yeah, literally, there's a jump I couldn't make.
It still keeps you up at night.
Oh yeah, I would lose sleep, man. I would lose sleep for sure.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
That is the best.
I hate that stuff about video games, though, man. Like years ago, someone gave me the Conan game for the PlayStation 3, which is a wicked game because it's Ron Perlman's voice as Conan, and there's just a lot of great like.
It is a wicked game.
It's a super fun game, but there's some stupid jumpy parts, man, and I hate them, and they make me so angry that it takes literally every shred of joy out of the game. There could be like an epic monster fight scene right after that. I don't even care. I'm so angry by the time I make that jump or don't make that jump. And Erica has already left me and packed the bags and the cats by that point anyway, because you know what I mean? Because I'm just like an out of control savage when it comes to trying to, you know, I hate that stuff. I've always hated those. Like, just let me fight a monster and kill it. Why do I gotta waste time jumping the waterfalls here, man?
I love that game, man. I finished that game. Oh, all right. Let's talk about villains a bit more. Gonna left turn here.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Hey, man, I can talk about video games all day.
Good.
Yeah. Best qualities of a villain. What makes a villain good?
When you don't know if you would choose the same path.
Yeah, probably Killmonger. I should have picked Killmonger for my on-screen villain.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Killmonger, I kind of agreed with like how it all went down for him. I agreed with like 90% of what he.
Yeah, right? I think that's the key to a great villain is you got to have a motivation that's believable. Like when you think about Michael Keaton as Vulture, like I was cheering for him that whole movie, man. You know what I mean? Like he connected in a way that is like
he was the everyman.
He had a real motivation to him that you could appreciate as a small business owner, as whatever. And I really didn't see any fault in what he was doing. and you know, I think like a character like Doom, who has such incredible redeeming qualities as well, like in the right hands and with the right guidance and with the right motivation, he can create so much good. Like I think about that FF run where he had Valeria with him, or Val, like the daughter of the Richards, Franklin's sister, where she like kind of like, you know, directs him and kind of like gets him using his powers for good and creating water for places with drought and just, you know, whatever, like actually using his resources to make a difference. And he gets off on that. He actually kind of like, I don't know, his motivations are solid when they're not selfish, you know?
Yeah. It's just when they cross that line, right? But you're up until that line, you're with them. I think Magneto is that for me. He's one of my favorite villains.
Wait, I have a question. With Killmonger, I never really read Panther. Was he that way in the book too, or no?
I don't remember him being that way quite like that. But
I don't remember.
Sort of, he was definitely one of those guys that you have empathy for. Like you felt for him, right? But they made a much better play on who he is in the movie.
I agree. Yep.
Yeah, that was actually, I didn't like Panther that much. I thought a lot of the fight scenes, like the fight scene on the train at the end, like I thought it was lit poorly. But I do think that he was a good character.
Yeah, I think it was one of the best villains ever, as well.
Yeah,
the way he was portrayed, for sure.
I mean, as a person of color, I love Black Panther. I mean, but I went with a different reason in mind. I mean, I definitely went with, you know, seeing a superhero of color on screen, you know, even if it was garbage, I think I would like it. You know what I mean? I was just happy to see it. Just happy to see it, you know.
But it wasn't garbage. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Can you bring up something? I got to get deep for a second, if that's okay.
Okay.
So I have this nonprofit, right? And we do like you know, toy drives and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I went to, you know, go shopping for one of the toy drives.
Yeah.
And to speak to exactly what you said, and I'm not going to try to get too heavy or whatever, but I was looking for a lot of different figures, you know, because there's more than just, you know, white kids in hospitals who are sick or who need toys and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember saying to a couple of people at a couple of different stores that I was at, I was like, you know, like, I don't care. Maybe kids don't care, you know, like whatever color a superhero is, doesn't matter, all this and that. But there weren't a lot of like superheroes who weren't white, or even toys that for kids who weren't white, for me to buy them and bring them to the hospitals.
Yeah.
All right. So when I was young, my mom's a teacher, and my mom was very politically charged, so to speak. And one of the things that she did was, remember when the Cabbage Patch was the craze? Cabbage Patch dolls were crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
My mom was teaching grade 3 at the time, and you couldn't get a Cabbage Patch doll anywhere. Like, they were just impossible to find. But my mom went to a store, and there was a skid of black ones that nobody wanted. So it was just soul crushing. So my mom, she went and bought the black one and brought it to her class and put it down in the middle of the room. Just leave it there. I'll see what the kids would do. And the kids just stared at it for a full half a day, like, oh geez, there is one, but it doesn't look like the one I want, but there's one. By the end of the second day, it was like fighting for it, right? But it took them sort of to know if it's okay to play with it.
Right.
And that's what happens. That's not okay. Let's draw some stuff, because we could talk at length at some other stuff that we're talking about here. But in the end, I remember that story as a kid. I was a kid at the time, but I remember her coming home and telling us that story and how much it meant for me to work on the G.I. Joe brand and have my own character and have them based on my face. And right now I'm working on Roadblock. It's important to have representation. It is super important.
Right.
It's sad when you went to the stores and you couldn't find something that looked like you. You know what I mean? And that's why I ended up, working on certain things or liking certain ideas and loving Black Panther, because to be truthfully honest with you, it was the only character that kind of looked like me. Okay, now let's talk about drawing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I didn't mean to get deep. When you brought that up, it was like, it sucked because I couldn't find anything, and I was pissed because it wasn't right. I don't know. It bothered me.
Just the way it is.
That's a great story. Yeah. I actually I really appreciate. I looked after Black Panther. I sort of read up about it a lot, but the costumes in that movie were phenomenal, man. Like they apparently they really mimicked a lot of the tribes. And then they took elements of those in the costumes, and that's why you see them very diverse in the I think that one scene with the mountain and the waterfalls and things like that. Yeah, I love that.
Funny that I watched only one scene when I watched that movie, and it's a weird scene that maybe some people might skip over. Just who cares? It's a scene where she's fighting in the bar. And they go up to the second level and they do the African chant as she's fighting those guys up there.
Yes.
I watch that scene all the time. It gets me in a emotional. I don't know why. I just love it so much. It's awesome. Amazing what certain things strike you, right? Like emotionally what strikes you. Like I watch the movie Rudy all the time. I love it. I love that movie. Because it's about perseverance. It's about believing in something. Like when I wanted to draw comic books. Nobody in my circle believed I could do it. You're a kid from Canada and you want to draw comics, you're a Black guy from Mississauga, you want to draw comics from Marvel Comics in New York City, go on with that. Good luck, right? And persevering and trying to get there and finally getting there. I cried when I got my first job at Marvel. I was driving my car and I cried. I went to my parents' house and I told her, and on the way back home, I cried all the way to my house because I was the only one that believed I could do it. And then when I got it, I was like, because the belief has to come from somewhere, and
that's
then
fortunate thing. Like that's like not enough people. You guys all do shows, and like Ken, not to step on what you're saying, but it's like you get all these families that come to shows, and sometimes you see that the kid wants to be an artist, and they're not getting that support.
Yep.
Well, I did a panel, and this lady went up there, and she was basically brought her kid to the panel to crush that kid's dream. Because in front of everyone, they asked, well, how much time before you made how much money is there, did you make? And the kid was sitting like mortified, right?
Wow.
Right.
And then I said, well, let's put it to you in ways maybe you can understand what I'm saying. In my first year drawing comics, I made 5 times what my parents made combined.
Right.
My parents did very well for themselves. So I said, so take that as you will. I said, like just take it, because I knew it. Take that, you know what I mean? She was, oh, okay. That's not the answer I was looking for. Yeah. But,
wow. Yeah.
There you go.
We all have those horror stories of people who come to our table and say, oh yeah, well, so and so in my family wanted to do this, but they had a real job, or they went to college, or they did this, or they did that, and it's like,
the real job thing always gets me.
Yeah, the real job thing is, or there's a lot of things that are said to everybody in every profession, but sometimes the things that are said, I don't think people realize sometimes how almost demeaning it is, certain things that they say to artists.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna get deep now.
Oh, I thought we were going back to comics.
You go back to villains. Favorite cartoon? No. What does art mean to you as an artist? And has that changed? Who wants to start that one?
What does art mean to me as an artist?
Yeah. Has that changed over the years?
Yeah, it has. It has for sure. I think when you live and die by your ability to draw, and everything that happens in your life happens dependent on that ability, and the things that come with that, the business stuff that comes with that, the hustle, the communication, all those things that come with making art as a business, is a big change from when you're making art, because it's just pure joy of making it. And that's one thing that I often lament in my career, is that I don't just take the time to draw for me, because every moment I feel like it has to be activated towards, pushing the boulder up the hill and keeping that going, keeping the opportunities happening. And I think the meaning of art has changed a lot. It used to be I don't know. It still has, immense importance. It has the most importance, and it did as a kid too. So maybe that much hasn't changed, but the intention behind it is different, and the motivation behind it's a little bit different. And I sometimes lose. It's easy to lose sight of that, and it's easy to kind of get bummed out about it. When you think about just the drawing of pure joy. Back when it was, and it's still a challenge. It's always a challenge. Like I feel like I'm always going to be a student forever, and that's fine. But I guess when your bills depend on it, when your hungry cats depend on it, it just changes it in that way. It's no longer art; it's illustration at that point.
Huh. What about you guys, Chris or Ken? Has it changed over, or you sort of feel the same?
For me, being a low-level guy, like mostly an indie guy with just some mainstream credits, it hasn't changed for me in a lot of ways. I mean, my 10-year-old self, if I ever complained about this, a lot, I think my 10-year-old self would kick my ass. Because I'm legit doing for a living what I wanted to do when I was a kid, when everybody was telling me, you couldn't do it. And I would tell everybody, I have a list of people who I'm going to basically throw it in their face when I do it.
Yeah, and, you won't do it. You don't have to.
I just did it. But
you didn't go by name.
I have like that Adam Sandler list in that Adam Sandler movie. Like Steve Buscemi had that list of people he was gonna do terrible things to, and then like Sandler calls him up and apologizes to him, and he crosses Sandler's name off the list.
Yeah.
But like for me, it gets tough. The hustle is a challenge, but every night, and this isn't just because we're talking. Every night I go to bed, I think to myself, man, I get up tomorrow and I get to draw comics and I get to draw characters. Even when I get scripts and they're not what I want to draw, or it's like the first 5 pages are a car stuck in traffic or whatever, and it's not like the fun stuff. It's all talking heads, but talking heads are storytelling, and storytelling is why you should be in comics, because you want to tell a good story. But the hustle gets to me, but at the end of the day, after I get past all my insecurity as an artist, which you struggle with every day and all that kind of stuff, at the end of it, I'm still doing something that I wanted to do when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it's paying my bills. It bought a house. It paid for my son's college. It's amazing. It did what it was supposed to do, and that's why I'm always just so thankful that I get to do it, because I was 10 years old and I didn't have any friends, and I wanted to draw comics. I wanted to draw, and I watched Frank Frazetta's Fire and Ice, and I collected He-Man figures, and that's what I was going to do.
That's awesome.
And I'm lucky. I consider myself lucky. What Mike said is true. The hustle gets to you, and it can be rough, but I don't know.
I'll never complain. That's never a complaint. It's just, it just changes the intention behind the art sometimes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sometimes you're like, you're an artist for hire. It's absolutely not it's definitely not all fun. And it does kind of get annoying when somebody's like, oh, that must be so much fun. I'm like, yeah, no, this is terrible.
The Jeeps are hard to draw.
But at the end of the day, again, I go to sleep and I say, man, tomorrow morning I get to do it again, and it's better than anything else that I could ever imagine.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Cool. Yeah, I guess it took me back to that question from last week, that article. It still stayed with me a little bit.
Oh, the importance of artists in our society. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, come on, even being an artist, being an artist and also appreciating art. I mean, we all appreciate art in our own ways, right? Like, I'm not an artist, but
say you're an artist, man. Look at the stuff you build and paint. I would say you're an artist. Don't sell yourself short. I got a beautiful Ben Grimm's 3D printed, painted, sculpted thing on my desk that's going to live on my desk until I can't see it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Like, it's you're an amazing miniature painter, and I can't paint miniature to save my life, man. You're I would say that's quite an art form, and don't be so
Actually, what you just did is what every artist does. You put down your own art.
Absolutely.
Yay.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
I feel like a failure. Awesome. No, that's interesting, guys.
Well, Ken, what's it like for you? Like, what's it like? Because I mean, you're I don't know, what's it like?
I don't know. All right, there are. I don't know if I want to talk about this kind of stuff, because it's like there's level of expectations that everyone has for you, right? That everyone thinks that you're this and that, and it's like, oh, you're always, they compare you to everyone else. There's always some shit you got to take care of. You always feel like you're like this. Hey man, you're like the Black Jim Lee. What the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean? I'm not referring to that.
That's so ridiculous.
Oh my god!
All the time. I get that all the time. Or they see a drawing and they go, oh, this reminds me of blah blah blah. And I was like, well, why don't you go to his wall and say, hey, you remind me of Ken Lashley? But you don't do that, do you? Right? So
yeah,
I'm just getting sick. I get sick of, when you get to a certain level, everyone's sort of like, oh, you're so good. You're like this person. You're like this. Like you're standing on your own 2 feet. Like no matter what it is, right? And
right.
And your journey is a certain thing. And I don't know, man. I'm just at the point where I don't care what people say. I'm just trying to get on with what I need to get going on with. My journey is really difficult because of, being colored. They don't think you're as good, and there's all this other things that you have to deal with, and you just don't get the jobs like everybody else. Like you could be just as good as this guy, but it's just like, oh yeah, you're black, so let's put you let's do this. Oh yeah, well, how about this other black character? How about this guy? How about this? It's always like that.
Does that kill?
Oh, what do you guys got to say about this? Look at that.
There's some red in it. Look at you.
That's right. I'm trying to get.
Wow.
Look at that lovely cape. That's wonderful.
Wow.
And I drew a base.
Oh, and a background.
All right, eat that, Campana. And I got a carton of milk.
Oh, good thing I got the milk to wash it down with.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Eric Anthony's saying hi.
Hey, Eric Anthony.
Hey, what's up, man?
We miss you, Eric Anthony.
Jason Ward says, I need to clip this and replay it over and over for motivation.
All
there, you guys are providing motivation.
Jason's a good cat. He got one of his pinups in Dodge, too.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yep.
Congrats, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, Dodge looked cool, man. That's it's so cool.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, it's good to see you doing all that stuff, man. It's just good to see you guys, you know, doing some cool stuff that you want to do, man. Nothing's worse than doing a bunch of stuff you don't want to do.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
We all do it every day, right? You know, and
yeah, no, I appreciate that, guys. Yeah, it's my first full book, actually. It's I've done lots of graphic novels and things over the years for like scholastic books and educational stuff, but in terms of a real comic book with like a real, you know, cool story and to draw something from beginning to finish, like it's weird to be 45 and to finally have this thing in my hand, because, you know, I've done like little 4-page stories and 10-page stories and anthologies and stuff, but like, you know, to actually draw a whole series from start to finish and to just start rolling out the books, it's a very strange feeling. I wasn't prepared for how powerful it was going to be. Like you were talking about when you called, you know, when you got to tell your folks about yeah, Marvel gig, you know, like I put a bunch of Dodge copies in the mail for my mom today, and it's an awesome thing. Like it's an awesome feeling, you know, that she's going to open that and see a book that I drew from start to finish. And it's just kind of, I'm just looking forward to that vibe, you know. It's a good thing. It makes it all feel worthwhile.
I can only imagine. I mean, you know, I can only imagine because when I went through the first time my mom came to see my first signing in Toronto when I was drawing Excalibur, and you know, I didn't think much of it because, you know, I'd never been to one in Toronto before. So
right.
I showed up and I was taking my time. I had to be there at 1. It was like 1:15. I was walking in or whatever, and there's a huge lineup outside, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm just taking my time, you know, whatever. And then when I got to the front of the line, that line was for me.
Nice.
And I was just like, what the hell is all this, right?
Nice.
Because I did, you know, I mean, because you don't think of those things. It's just you're just working, right? Like you don't think of those things,
Right?
And, you know, and my mom was blown away. You know, she's like, oh, my little, you know, she was like, holy crap, what is this? And I go, yeah, you and me both, right?
Yeah.
And that's when I realized this is bigger than. I got to do some other stuff. I mean, some crazy stuff. Like my life instantly changed. It's weird when you walk through a show or even now when you're walking down a, you know, Artist Alley and Arthur Adams says, hey, Ken, how's it going? You're like, ooh,
yeah.
Liefeld stopped by my booth. Tom McFarlane came by my booth. You know what I mean? Say, hey, Ken, how's it going? And, you know, the people, it's just a weird thing, man.
And it will never stop being awesome. You know what I mean? Like, it's the coolest thing. Like, I love that.
It's a super strange thing. All right, I think I'm pretty much done. I can do another one if you want.
Wow.
Well,
I mean, are you sure? Did you sign it yet?
I already signed it. Yeah, I'm putting lightning in the background now, mister.
Wow.
I'm about 15 minutes out from mine being done, so you got a minute.
That's phenomenal.
Mike, will I beat you?
You did.
Well, I'm not done yet. Pump the brakes. Hold on.
To be perfectly honest with you, I'm hustling because I got deadlines, man. I got Spawn to get out. I've got some other stuff to get out.
That's awesome, so man.
I got some stuff to, you know, I'm doing some other junk, and you know, I got some stuff to get out.
Were you a big Spawn fan?
Like everybody, yeah, like everybody else, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, growing up, I mean, who's not, right? You bought all the Image books. Like no one bought this one. You bought every one of them, right?
Buy any Image books.
Cool. Right? But it's kind of cool to like see, like to talk to him and be like, it's just weird, like to talk to Top of Front. Hey, you want to show this? Share a screen. I'm going to show you what I'm working on. This is weird. It's weird. You know,
Ken, does the Spawn that you're drawing, does that match what you thought it would be when you collected it, when you saw it and you thought, if I ever get to draw a Spawn, does the picture in your head match what you're laying down on paper?
I never really thought about what I was gonna ever drawing it, right? So I just never, because you know, you never think of those things, right? You don't think of those things. You just kind of go, someday hopefully I could make a living out of this, right? But I don't think like, oh, if I ever got a chance to draw it, because I didn't draw Spawn that often, because it wasn't one of the characters that, you know, I got hired on X-Men, and like it wasn't one of the characters that I really I like the bigger guys. Like Pitt was my Image book. I like
love Pitt. Yeah.
Monster.
Yeah.
It's funny because I've never drawn monsters but I'm a much more of a monster guy. So this issue of the first 2 issues I've done of Spawn are like crazy monsters and stuff. So I think people are going to be like, "Whoa, Ken draws wicked monster," or he's been waiting a long time to draw monsters. I'll tell you that much. All right, check it out. I'm going to take the tape off here, but what do you guys think?
Oh my gosh.
That looks crazy, dude. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. That's outstanding.
Wait, is it done?
It's only 10 minutes ago. I'm just noodling it to make you feel better.
That was done a half an hour ago.
Ken, did you draw that?
My time. I was kind of like, all right, you know.
Holy cow. That's ridiculous.
I'm a professional, man. I'm a professional. Why you sound so surprised? It's fun.
That is ridiculous.
Batman as the leader.
I love it. I almost drew Darkseid today. It was almost going to be Darkseid.
I almost did it too, but I thought, oh, Batman would be better. What do you guys? Let me see what you guys are doing. I can't really.
No.
All right, let's go over to. Here's Mike.
Just
any legs.
Trying to work out some more black values in here and
I like the lightning.
shapes.
I like that. It's cool.
Thanks, man. I think his legs got a little too heavy, but that's all right.
No.
Shadow it out.
Yep.
When in doubt, shadow it out.
Yeah, I'll just drop them all out. Yep.
Okay. He's showing a little leg. He's got a bit of leg.
Yeah, it's all right. I like Ken's idea. That's good.
Yeah, when in doubt, shadow it out, buddy.
There's smoke around there. There's just smoke, Mike.
All right, let's move over to Chris. Wow.
Oh, but Chris has drawn that before. You can't give him any respect for that.
Wow.
That's not true.
No, it's like that's like me coming on here and drawing Doomsday. Like that's just dumb. Like,
Oh.
It's good, Campana. But
Oh my God.
I could have drawn anything.
You've drawn that.
Had something.
Be 100% honest. How many times have you drawn that? Like realistically.
Skeletor himself?
Yeah, come on.
I get asked to draw Skeletor. I don't even know.
900 times a year, maybe?
At least.
So how was that even? Like, listen,
but to keep it fresh.
I bet you if we Google Campana and Skeletor, that exact same pose is going to show up somewhere.
No,
oh my God.
Yeah, I'm throwing you under the bus, Campana.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
This has gotten dirty, man. This is dirty.
Come on, man.
That's hurtful.
I think it looks nice, Chris.
I love you though.
and I love you.
But it's true.
I can't help that I have people who like that I draw Skeletor.
Oh my God. Are we gonna go through what people ask me to draw? Okay, all right. I got you. We're gonna do that.
I'm sorry, did you just draw Batman?
I know.
Imagine that.
But I drew a different Batman. Are you still working on yours? Yeah, I thought so.
No, I
see your hand moving. I've been sitting here for 15 minutes. Your hand is still moving, Campana. And you have
eat my popcorn.
It's a condition.
And you're still not done.
I have a condition.
Oh, now you got a ruler out. What are you gonna do now?
I'm doing a background.
Oh, this is your you're sectioning it off because you don't want to draw all the way to the edges. I get you. Go, Campana, go.
Oh my God.
I'm doing it.
What do you got now? Okay, let me see. Oh yeah, I got to give a little sliver because we don't want to draw a whole background. Don't do that.
You're damn right. If you want this done tonight, you're not getting a whole background. But you didn't even care that I was freehand in the background, right to marker. Nobody cared about that though.
Here we go. What do we got? Rubble? We're gonna draw some rubble.
Yeah, and some trees.
Yeah, I got you. I only put smoke in my background because I want to be done in a reasonable time.
Oh my God.
The worst part is, like, when Ken and I are next to each other at like a table in shows, it's worse than this. And there have been people who think we didn't like each other.
What do you mean? I gave you some of my table space last time.
I know you did because
people at Fan Expo thought 3 feet would be good for a regular artist. Yeah,
no room. I had no room at that show.
Why don't you come all the way from the United States to get this basically the size of a toilet bowl? Yeah, okay.
Honestly, I didn't even get a sandwich at that show. Come on.
Well, I think you get more food from my fan base.
People are asking for Snake Mountain or Grayskull, Chris.
Yeah, Grayskull's going here. Grayskull's going right there.
Oh.
Should I draw another one? I got 40 minutes.
We have 40 minutes. Oh man, I'll be done in 10.
I bet you I beat you.
Another one?
Wow.
I bet you he does too.
Oh my God. Okay, I want to see this.
If it's Colossus, it's done.
Oh, I don't know if I'll pick Colossus. Why would I do something I've done a lot of the time all the way over?
What about what about Trapjaw? What about something from Masters?
Trapjaw. I don't think I've ever drawn Trapjaw.
You would draw a sick Trapjaw.
Yep.
I've never drawn Trapjaw. Let me see. Let me go grab some paper here and get on with it. Or I could show you some G.I. Joe art. Ooh. That's package illustration art for G.I. Joe because that's already been released, this one.
Beautiful.
Sweet.
I mean, I guess it's okay.
Well, it's just professional work. You should try it sometime.
Oh my God.
Oh, if what you said meant anything to me, that would hurt.
I know.
Chris, you're getting
It's too easy. I shouldn't get no marks for making fun of. I can't really diss anyone's career. That's just ridiculous. I apologize to you, Campana.
Oh, I don't take it personally from you. You know that.
I'm sure you do.
I bet people probably think that I do, but I
know. Why would you?
I know.
If you're not having fun, then what's the point, right?
Yeah.
People are saying, how about Merman?
How about Merman? I just grabbed a sketch cover that was beside my desk. I don't even know what this is. I'll draw Venom here. I got time.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Venom you could rip through. I have a Venom from you when the first show I ever met you at.
Yeah?
Yep.
That became the drawing of choice for like a while.
Well, yeah.
Was that Fan Expo in like 2013 or something like that, or 2014? I sat next to you and Pace, and you gave me that Venom. I still have it. Yeah, it was awesome, man. I learned how to be a professional from you guys, how to treat fans and all that kind of stuff. I see now I talk to you and I give you love.
I give you nothing but I give you table space, bro. I had 45 boxes to sell, and I said, here, I know they're not going to give you more space, but you can just take some of mine.
Real estate.
Yeah. You had that back rack full of mystery boxes that went the first day.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, the mystery box are a stroke of genius, Ken. Like that's just been an amazing, exciting thing to watch unfold every time there's a show. You know, like they know there's going to be X amount of Lashley mystery boxes, and it's just always like people run to my table to show me what they got. Like it's the best.
And then they just leave.
Yeah.
Richard Pace says table space is greater than love.
He knows that. Because Richard didn't give up any of his table space. He was like, forget that.
Oh. Actually, Rich, when I first met him at that show, he was like, I saw your book and I didn't think you deserved. Like, I was like, why are you here? And then I saw you draw. I was like, oh, okay, you're right.
Don't throw him under the bus like that. You can't say things like that.
No, Rich knows I love him.
Yeah, but the fans are thinking, wow, what a jerk Richard is.
Oh, Rich has been one of the kindest people to me.
There you go. That's a better story. That's a better story.
You guys have always been good to me. It's Rooth who's been the worst. No, I'm kidding.
Rooth is the worst? I mean, come on.
No, man. Rooth actually commissioned me a couple of years ago.
Rooth is the luckiest man in Ontario, by the way, just so he knows.
I am. Oh, I know. Believe me, I know.
His wife is super, super nice. And every time I see them together, I go, he has naked pictures on somebody.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense. I don't know how that works. Good for you, Ruth. Good for you.
Good for you, Ruth.
Boxing above your weight class, buddy.
Oh, no one knows it more than me, man.
Oh, I love that.
Good for you, Ruth.
So I'm just going to put that out there. If you guys want to start bidding on these, you can start right here in the comment section, and we'll carry it over for tomorrow. So we're going to finish the bidding on Thursday at noon. I'm going to put the official auction on the fastball special, and I'll put a link off to it so everybody could go there and bid on their favorite one. If you win, you will be contacted, and we'll ask you to support one of those Kickstarters we talked about earlier.
I'm not giving this away. What's going on here?
I thought you were gonna auction off a watch.
Not one of my watches, buddy.
People want to see the watches.
I will. Oh, I have a whole. It's bad. I have a case. I have like a nice wood grain case with all.
Oh, I have a case of watches.
Isn't that stupid? You know why? I got one? My wife bought it for me because she was sick of them all being all over the room. She goes, "You need a box to put all the crap in."
Come look at my case of watches.
It's true. I'm only speaking the truth, Campana. If you can't handle the truth, that's not my problem. That's right.
That's right.
That's right, Campana. Oh, I thought I'd be nice to you, Campana, but I guess I'm not going to be anymore.
It started off all nice too.
Wait, you were nice? Come on, don't do
At the
that.
beginning, I was very nice. I didn't say anything negative about anything about you.
Well, you always win every fight with me because as soon as I have any argument, you just say, "And who works for Marvel or DC?" And then I shut up.
I don't work for Marvel and DC anymore.
I know, but you can use that argument, and I can't win any argument like that, so I just sit back.
Yeah. Don't forget.
And I bring
me
the
nominated and Fox Sports
and Sharpie to full friggin' BMW or whatever.
and Adobe beta tester, and
stuff.
Sorry, Ken. Are you donated to Venom as well? Because they're already bidding on that. I don't know if you're also donating.
They can donate this.
Yeah. Okay.
The Venom goes directly to Parker Reef. That's Ken said it. I heard him.
I don't remember saying that, but sure, whatever, man.
I heard him. It was out loud. We were talking about watches.
It's for the smack talk.
There's been no smack talk. I haven't said anything to Rooth at all.
I actually noticed that. I didn't want to bring it up, but
no, because Rooth is good people. And
it's more fun in person anyway.
And I'm afraid of his wife. Let's be real. Who's not?
And you're a smart man.
Yes,
I've been married a long time. I know the look when I'm in danger.
So Jason wants to know if the watches tell different times.
Yeah, because most of them are dead because they're in a case. Let's be honest. I go, oh, this one's dead. It's back in the case, right?
What's the aesthetic on the watches that you like? Do you have like a whole variety of different kinds, or?
Yeah, I mean, I have. I'm kind of an Invicta guy. I kind of like because they're bigger and they don't look stupid on my wrist. So I'm more of an Invicta guy. I probably have about. I don't want to talk about it. Actually, I went to New York City Comic Con. I went to the Invicta's warehouse, and they had a sale on, and it was like buy 3 get 3 free.
What?
And, yeah.
It's buying 6 watches.
Yeah. I don't want to say anything, but let's just say I had a.
And how does this story end?
Well, multiples of 6. That's how it ends.
Multiples of 6.
Yeah. Well, if you buy 3, you buy 6, you get. You know what I'm saying.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. My wife will laugh. My kids will laugh. Tell you about that now.
You should post a picture every day of a new watch.
I will say one thing. I have a price point. I'm also a price point guy. My thing is, I have a price point and I can't go over it. My brain just goes, nope. So I'm not like most watch collectors who just go, I don't care. I just want this. I'm not like that. I have a budget and it's in my head. And the moment I get to that point, I don't care how good it is. I just don't buy
it. Sean wants to know if you guys listen to music when you draw. And what do you listen to?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Next question.
I'm a R&B, old school R&B guy. I listen to a radio station called We Funk Radio outside of Montreal. And I listen to that a lot. And it's got I like R&B and, and sometimes soundtracks, but I'm mostly R&B.
I listen to a radio station called Devil's Night Radio, which just plays a mix of all different kinds of stuff, from everything from a bit of country to a little bit of metal to a little bit of like rockabilly kind of stuff, and just kind of weird stuff. But it always just seems to, I don't know, it just seems to work. It seems to be a pretty good vibe. If I'm doing something more technically serious, like if I'm drawing something complex, or if I'm coloring something that's kind of monotonous, I often listen to classical music. Not that I claim to be an expert or know anything about it, just because I find when I'm listening to classical music, I don't know, it's almost like the machine in my head just seems to run in straighter lines, and stuff just seems to happen, you know, more mechanically and more, I don't know, more automatically. I'm not sure if the music feels like it has something to do with it. I can't really explain what, but yeah, I find it's helpful for stuff like that.
Mm.
And soundtracks too, lots of soundtracks. Like I probably listen to the Conan soundtrack at least once a week, and the Tron 2 soundtrack by Daft Punk is a lot of fun. Like robot kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's good.
Very cool.
Oh, I listen to.
I'm ready.
Depends what I'm drawing that day.
You listen to Anne Murray. Let's be honest.
I listen to a lot of ABBA. No, I listen.
Nice.
Anne Murray is a Canadian treasure.
I know these guys.
For my Canadian people, I listen to a lot of Rush. Actually, Rush is on right now in the background.
Yes.
Awesome.
I met him. He was so nice to me when I met him at a comic convention. Super nice guy.
Geddy Lee.
Yeah, I was drawing, and you know, I looked up and I was like, "Holy, that's Geddy Lee!" Right? It was.
Wow.
Yeah, he came to Toronto. I don't know what. I can't remember. It was early on, maybe the first 5 years of my career, and I did a drawing. I did a drawing for him.
Oh,
what
that's cool.
Talented man.
He was walking around comic conventions. So like, dude, do you know who you are? Like, you know.
He's a big baseball guy too.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard that. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, it kind of depends on what I'm drawing. If I'm drawing pages, I listen to different stuff than if I'm doing like commissions and stuff.
As if
I'm doing pages though professionally, right, Ken?
That's what I was trying to say, but you beat me to it.
Oh.
I love you, Campana.
I love you too. I did just finish a deadline though, but I can't tell you what it is.
Don't care.
I don't care.
You had that covered, man. Come on.
I'll send Ken like stuff that I drew, and he'll be like, "Hey, man, look at this Hasbro Image Marvel DC stuff I'm drawing." I'm like, "That's awesome, man."
I would never say that.
No, not only kidding around.
I would never show you that stuff.
Never, ever. Ah, there we go. Let's throw some light on. It's getting dark over here in Jersey.
The lights are going down.
How to put the light on, man? I can't see anything anymore. Although maybe it's better I don't see what I'm drawing, right?
I'm not gonna take that. It's low-bearing fruit. I'm not gonna
Wow.
take that. I'm not even gonna take that one.
It's on autopilot now. This is.
I'm not gonna bother.
Do they put you guys together at Comic Cons?
No, they don't. They have a professional and amateur section.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh.
You said, one of my sandwiches I'm not gonna eat. Here you go, honey.
Oh my god. We know where the leg killers get it.
Ken gives me all his leftover like cinnamon buns that are underneath the
Dude,
table.
This is kind of fun. Yeah, but you're good peeps, man. You guys are all good peeps. That's why I decided to do these. I don't really kind of do these things. You know what I mean?
It's awesome that you came, man. It's awesome that you
I really appreciate it.
Really, really cool. I think, you know, Martin's got an awesome thing happening with this, and we're raising a lot more money with these things than we ever kind of imagined, you know, and well on our way to hitting the goal that Martin set, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you want to do done. If you want me to auction some of this on my own page, or I don't know how you want to do it, but the killers are good peeps, man, and they drop some money when they're ready. So
it'll probably do better, to be honest.
Yeah, do that, and then just, you know, give it the donations, and I just give you the money directly, or they can pay you directly, and I mean, whatever. You know, I mean, it just doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I just think that's the best way to make as much as you can, right? So
yeah.
Yeah, whatever the highest platform is. I mean, I think so far we've been doing them on Martin's page as a way of keeping it all in one place.
Yeah, we can.
But we could always do, you know what, you could always wait until Thursday morning to do that, Martin, and just actually set up a final tally, on Thursday before noon kind of thing. And then that way the last, the people who are serious, they'll follow it there and they'll be able to put those final bids in and it'll all be in the one place. But
I might keep it there if you don't mind just directing them there, Ken. I'm just thinking because a lot of times right at the end, people like to scoop it, and I don't want there to be any controversy kind of.
We decided to use a prehistorically huge brush, a Jurassic brush, because why not?
Richard wants to know when he gets to face off against Ken or Chris.
Richard Pace?
Yeah, he's calling you guys out.
All these white guys want to get their ass beat. That's all cool.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I just couldn't turn down your challenge.
Oh, it's fun though.
I don't turn away from challenges. I'm too dumb to run, so I'm not fast anyway. If I did.
That piece is awesome, Mike. It looks great.
Yeah, it looks good.
Thanks.
It looks great if we can wait till it's done.
I think Ken's almost finished the second one.
Oh, I'm not surprised. He's Ken Lashley.
Okay.
Ken Lashley.
If we do one with Rich, does that mean we have to draw Conan?
We got to draw something we're gonna get yelled at for.
I don't know, Rich. What do you think?
Richard Pace, that'd be fun though. The conversation would be awesome. I tell you that much.
Oh yeah,
that would be fun.
Yeah, Richard's a howl. He is a howl.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll join another battle that I have no business being in.
Never stopped you before.
Oh
right, baby.
My God.
Let's
go. I feel like I got to bring Chris up a little bit. Your piece is amazing, man.
I want to see.
I don't need that, but thank you.
Come on, I want to see what Chris is. All right, let's go. Let's see. I'm almost done this. Come on, Chris. Show your goods. Let's go.
All right, here. I'll put it on Chris's here. There you go. Oh wow. Crassless gray skull.
Yeah, let me get the magnifying glass out to see that little gray skull back there.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
That's cool.
Richard Pace is saying Kirby characters.
Oh, that's good. That's cool.
That could be anybody.
I think aren't they all Kirby characters?
Yeah, like that could be anyone.
That's pretty cool though. I like that idea though.
That could work.
Yeah.
Wow, Casco Grayskull. That's cool.
There we go. It's the old Alcala Grayskull too. The only Grayskull that matters.
Yep. Agreed.
Hashtag. The only Grayskull that matters.
That's it.
You say it's Grayskull.
Pace pot Pete. People are still waiting for your pace pot.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
We're doing a Chewbacca challenge next. That's what we're doing next. Chewbacca.
No, we're not.
Chewbacca challenge.
Chewbacca?
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to draw Chewbacca?
He's not easy.
I do.
You think so, eh? Okay.
I like that other that character from I think he showed up in the Kieran Gillen Star Wars stuff, that bounty hunter Wookiee with the weapons. Like he's basically like a like Carnissus or something like that. Black Carnissus, I think he's called, something like this. He's a really cool looking character anyway. He's basically like a giant, like a bigger version of Chewbacca, but he's got like Conan weapons and he's armor and stuff. He's kind of badass.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's from the Marvel comic. I'm not sure which one, but whatever one Kieran Gillen was doing.
That's where I would definitely lose even worse than now if we did Star Wars stuff, since I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy.
Or Darth Vader helmet with no reference.
Yeah, I can't draw Vader with a reference, man.
I know. Yeah, it's like it took me a good.
Dr. Aphra. Yeah, I like that character.
Yeah.
Man, I'm looking at Kirby's characters here.
I know, forget it, dude.
It's ridiculous. There's a huge
He's got 1,000 characters, man. You could do anything.
Yeah.
The only thing you can't do is his design of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
his Spidey design was not his best.
Nope.
Ooh, a Fin Fan Foom would be awesome.
Oh, I hate that character.
Oh.
Ugh.
I did that on a sketch cover once at a show, and it was, I love that character drawing it, but what a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I did a huge painting of that character for a guy, my buddy Ernie. It's a huge piece. If the purple shorts just kill me. Like I saved that for last. That's the best part. Like that's the payoff for me.
Purple
is
shorts.
the purple shorts at the end.
I'm done. I'm just like fiddling around now, but I'm not going to draw Venom because it won't be as good as Ken's, and I won't get it done.
I'm just going to probably add some highlights in that on mine, and I don't think I'm going to bother coloring it, but probably just add some white highlights for the chrome in that.
Wow.
Backing out. So
I could grayscale this if people want it to be grayscale. That's not a problem. If they want it black and white, we'll just leave it the way it is.
I might go full color on this. We'll see. I don't know. See how it goes.
There's just as a time check, there's 19 minutes, so whatever you want to do.
The viewers at home.
I can do another one. I got 19 minutes. I'll do another one.
Ken, why don't you do Spider-Man and swing it over a 3-point perspective city in 15 minutes?
Don't underestimate my power.
Oh my god.
You forget, I've wit.
There you go.
Who's the Fixer? Wow. Here, let's spotlight.
The Fixer?
Yeah, from Thunderbolts. He's a cool character.
Wow. That's insane, Ken.
Is he the guy who walks around with a wrench?
Yes.
Okay,
how much time we got? 19 minutes?
We got 18 minutes.
All right, I'll do one more.
Oh my
18
gosh.
minutes? Wait a second. Hold on.
Okay, we usually don't actually do a winner, but if you get are you gonna get a third one in? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I expected nothing less.
Kazar would be great. Kazar.
Okay.
Kazar.
I just grab whatever sketch covers beside me and I just draw on it. Let me see what's this one.
That's crazy.
Ding, 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 ding. I'm listening to Closer to the Heart right now.
Nice. I listened to that album in the womb, apparently. That was that and a lot of Black Sabbath, so that's probably why I am the way I am. But
that's interesting. That's cool.
Juggernaut.
Yeah, my mom was a big Rush fan.
Juggernaut? Who said Juggernaut?
Juggernaut. Alex Conkle?
Oh, okay. See if I can find a sketch cover. I'm just looking for I'll just grab a sheet of paper. No, I'm doing a sketch cover. It's just easier to. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, there's my stuff. Just carne,
Food.
How many hours a day would you guys say you draw?
Draw or draw well? There's two different things.
Yeah.
Oh man, ain't that
Draw.
the truth?
You know what I mean? Like sitting here and drawing is one thing. Drawing well, that doesn't happen too often.
I think I probably I warm up for about 9 hours, and then I get about 45 minutes of good drawing at the end of the day.
Wow.
Yeah, by the end of the day, I'm usually like in that place where it's like time to draw, and by then I've already spent my whole day trying to get there. Sometimes it's not like that, but sometimes it is. Lately, it's been like that a little bit, and I think it's the heat or whatever other excuse I can muster. But I've been way off my game lately, and I've been aware of it, and it's just one of those things, you know.
Well, looks like you're on point tonight, man. That looks great.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm having fun with you guys. It's been nice to do these every couple weeks and catch up with people, and I can't wait for everything that's coming out. I can't wait to see the next Parker Reef. I can't wait for your Spawn stuff. Yeah, man, I can't wait for it all. Like it's a good time. It's a weird time, but it's a good time. And like people have turned to artists in this time for help. And I feel like this is just a cool little event where we can give a little bit back and and this week in particular, support other artists. And that's kind of where my head's at. So
I think it was pretty cool. I mean, we've done quite a few, charity ones, and we'll continue to do charity ones as well. But
of course,
you know what? It's a hard time for a lot of artists. It's a
hard time for a lot of people in general, man.
In general, sure, yeah.
I think
they don't have.
It's weirdly. Well, my experience has been it's a weirdly good time for like creative projects though, and Kickstarters and things. Like I'm seeing a lot of Kickstarters that are happening, and I think people are creating alternatives for shows and whatnot, because like none of us really know when the shows are going to come back and what capacity they'll ever come back properly, and I have a hard time wrestling with this all the time, the idea that they may never come back the way they were, what happens next, so having things like this, I think is maybe what's happening. Maybe this is the way forward now, maybe this is the way it's going to be, and then we can connect with each other this way, and so I'm getting good practice in with you guys. It's awesome. This might be the new way of doing business, man.
Yeah, like those killer cons that I've been doing have been like super fun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people that are asking a lot of questions, and it's been great because my daughter does them with me, and she answers, she does all the questions, and
that's the best.
It's time.
That's cool.
It's time that she and I connect as well. It's pretty amazing. And you don't think about it, but it's brought like our family kind of closer together. You know what I mean? It's kind of bizarre, but it's been great.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Yeah.
And we're lucky we're actually in a time that we could do these things.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Ken is the comic equivalent of the guy who beats the devil at fiddle playing in that country song.
The devil went down to Georgia.
He's Curly Daniels, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to name this video.
Georgia.
What time is it?
13 minutes. We got 13 minutes.
What are you gonna do, Campana? Draw another small castle?
I have this.
No, he's on his second one. Uh-oh.
Maybe you should do a better version of the first one. That's what he should do. Don't move on because I'm here. Just go and fix that shit. I mean, I love Campana.
Oh, excellent goblin.
But he already. Don't tell me you just started that, Campana. Nice try.
I did. Everybody saw me open it up.
Oh, that's wicked.
Whatever. You should stop there. I told you. Stop right there. That's all you need to do.
I'm done.
Anytime you go past that, you ruin it. Stop it, Campana.
Did I sign it?
Don't even sign it. You're ruining it.
Does anybody want to bid on this by, the non-professional?
Oh.
The sympathy vote once again.
Look, if it helps the children.
Jillian says you do an amazing goblin.
Thanks.
This is Cyclops.
Jordan saying, nice work, gentlemen. Justina saying, having fun watching you guys draw.
Hey, Justina.
Oh. And I said, what's that? Justina.
Anyone else drawing along with us? Is Casey out there drawing? He was talking about maybe drawing.
I don't know. Give a shout out if you guys are drawing along. Let me know.
I am. Oh, sorry. Not me? Who else? Who are you talking about? Campana and Rooth.
What's up?
I think my buddy Conrad's probably watching this, as he's a big fan of everyone here.
Conrad. Yeah, I know
Conrad. Yeah.
That dude has backed every Kickstarter I've ever done.
Oh, yeah, man. Conrad,
what a good dude.
He's the real deal, that guy. He's the real deal. His lady Lindsay's awesome. Yeah, I always look forward to seeing them at shows.
So, Martin, did we have people watching tonight?
Yeah, we got.
Did a good turnout?
I got 335 comments. I know I haven't read them all.
That's right, Campana. That's what happens when a real pro shows up.
Okay, so apparently I'm getting called out now for not reading them all.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Gotta get Eric on here, man. You need Eric to be your guy.
Sorry.
What happens?
Eric says hi, by the way. Casey's drawing. He's doing Carnage.
Nice.
That's hilarious. Getting called out. I love that.
Yeah, I'm getting called out. Sorry. Richard's doing a cover.
Nice.
Richard's showing off again. Oh, I'm just doing a cover here.
Yeah, I mentioned it, but Martin ignored me. Sorry, guys.
Ugly business.
See, I'm taking some of the heat too.
That's what happens, man. I love that.
It's all right, man.
Eric says, "Hey, Mike."
Hey.
I guess he's not saying hi to Chris or Ken.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I didn't say anything. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Shane out there watching too. Is Shane gonna come back and fight one of these guys or battle with somebody soon?
I have on good authority. We will see the return of the gunslinger.
Oh, yes. Sweet. I miss you, Shane.
If I do another one, I'm giving you a different drawing.
Oops,
a different photo.
Yeah. I gotta.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry about that. I just.
Oh, look at my photo. I look like a sloth.
Oh, I thought you guys look badass.
You look like the victor.
Oh, I look like Jabba the Hutt. Let's be real.
I look perpetually confused.
Listen, man. I was like, what? Where is that? Whose picture is that?
Ethan Kennett, strong along.
Oh, he's a good guy. He's a good guy from Florida.
Eric's now saying he said hello to everybody, but you could check in the comments.
I think he did say hello like a half an hour ago. He said hello to everyone.
Did he?
I think so. Terrible. I think you even told us. He did.
Thanks, buddy. You're paying attention. Come on now.
Oh my God. I'm gonna fire myself. Dave Hamp says, all you guys are rocking it. Thanks for the show.
No way. I'm way better.
Thanks, Dave.
How could you get? Oh, you know what? I'm never coming back here. This is just ridiculous. I expect you guys. Just sad.
Lance Stewart is not drawing, but enjoying the show.
Yeah, I like that guy. You want to see an awesome collection? Lance Stewart has the collection.
Yeah, Lance is a dude.
Like, it's crazy. And I said to my wife, "Look at this guy's collection." So my full-size Silver Surfer doesn't look so bad now, does it?
Now Eric's saying Campana will be the definitive He-Man artist one day.
Oh, I don't know about that. Alfredo Alcala will always be the definitive He-Man artist.
And Lashley is ruthless.
Lashley's ruthless?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
Paul Lemchenko will probably doodle along with the next one. Great show.
Hey, Paul. All the way from Thailand.
All the way from Thailand, yes.
Pretty awesome.
Joe Garofalo, it was awesome to see you guys draw again, especially with no cons this summer.
I love Joe.
Thanks for that, boss, Lance says.
Joe always brings me good stuff. Joe is the one who brings me amazing stuff. Actually, everyone, all the people in my group bring me cool stuff.
Justina Fife would love to challenge all three of you to a drawing battle.
Oh! That would be fun. Maybe we could have an event at Freak Show Comics, in Niagara Falls when things get back to normal. We could have a big sketch battle, live event there or something.
You know what? I love it, but you know what? Honestly, I kill everybody. I love you, but I'm not taking any prisoners.
No.
Dominic says, I left for a herbal essence break, and Ken is working on his third drawing.
I just did this.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm the slow guy. I know.
While you guys were talking, I did this.
Oh, while you guys were talking, I went to the bathroom and I did this.
Oh. Jesus.
I did this one while I was scratching my butt with my left hand, and I also did this.
Oh. Compared to Martin's 3D printing, you guys are okay.
Hang it on, sunshine.
Yeah. Speaking of Martin's 3D printing, look at my dude.
Hey.
Some copyright infringement right there.
That's the coolest, man. That's wicked.
That is ridiculous. Copyright.
That's man at arms with 2 ends.
I love that. Oh yeah, I know. I love it.
I got it in the mail the other day, man. It's awesome. I can mix and match. I can do whatever I want with this guy.
Yeah, man.
And he never puts my work down. It's a lot better than
5 minutes. T-minus 5 minutes.
Just so you know, it's not real.
He's good people.
Eric likes you're invincible. And so do I.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah, Invincible's great.
That's what I did today.
Apparently I need to read that.
That's what you got to read, Martin. I will. I realize now I actually haven't read the whole thing through, but I read I think the first 12 or 13 trades, and it's really good. It's just one of those comic series that gets it. Like it just kind of gets.
Are you showing toys, Campana? That's pretty cool.
Which one, sir?
Was that?
Are you showing toys, Campana? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to see some toys by a professional? Look at this.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at these ones. Oh, look at that artwork. Woo! Oh, even on the back. Okay, buddy. Told ya.
Jeez.
Well, you knew it was gonna be like this.
The one upper.
Absolutely.
Not one up. It's just Pro versus Joe. That's all.
We're chilling. We're hanging out.
Oh, hold on a second. I got something to show you guys.
Cool.
Just thought I'll make Campana's day. Huh? Hey, Campana.
Yo.
You ever see one of these? It's a Ken Lashley G.I. Joe figure with my face on it.
What? Hold on.
That's so awesome.
That's the best, man. I think action figures are the best trophy in the world. If your stuff can somehow be an action figure or accessorize an action figure or even just dress the packaging of an action figure, that's like the ultimate. That's the ultimate thing.
Are you a Cobra?
What's the figure's name? What's the figure's name?
The name of the character is called Burnout. I don't know the Dreadnought series. I actually petitioned for Black Ice. I thought that would be better.
Black Ice.
But, Canadian Black, it didn't go. But yeah, it's cool, man. They made so it's really cool of them to do that for me because I've been working on the line for a long time, and they said, "Oh, we want to do this for you and put your face on one of the Joes." And I went, "Oh, that's sick." All right, so here we go.
Oh wow, Colossus! That never happens.
Oh, shut up, Skeletor. This is my third one. You're treating over my Don't even try to talk to me, Campana.
Oh my God.
You told me not to finish this one.
Well, I was just saving you from yourself.
Because you know I'd ruin it.
Yeah, you'd ruin it. All your sketches are awesome. It's just when you start to finish it, you lose your mind.
All right, let's do it. Let's do a round. It's 2 minutes to the hour. All right, where do you want? Chris, you want to start? Gonna spotlight yours?
Sure.
All right. All right, you got one covering the other. Cool.
There you go.
Very cool. Are you donating the other one too? The Spider-Man cover?
If anybody's interested in it, sure.
Right on. Okay.
Nobody's gonna be interested. Let's be honest.
Does anybody have anybody want that?
Nobody.
So you can start.
Is my mom on here? Because she'd want it.
Start
mom on here real quick.
Start pitting in the comment section if you want. Just mention what cover and artist and your number, and we'll continue on the Fastball Special tomorrow on the official auction. All right, so let's go. Let's head over. Mike, you ready?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes. That's awesome.
Oh, beautiful, man.
Just gotta add a couple more highlights in that, but yeah.
That's sick, dude.
All right.
Mike, is there a second part where his legs are, Mike, or no?
No, I could tape an extra section down below. It may throw off the aesthetic of the frame, but you know we can do that. I appreciate you guys being so kind to me today, though. I really do. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, that piece is awesome.
No,
man.
it looks great, man. Love it.
Thanks, man.
It's okay.
Thanks, man.
I love
Here's
it.
mine.
Good job, man.
Thank you.
I'm still man.
It's me. Yeah, right on, dude.
It's awesome.
He's got his bag of cash. Bag of money. All right. And
what?
Holy cow. Ken Lashley.
Bananas. Look at that Venom, too. Gorgeous.
You need to pan back on your camera.
I will. Let me
put all these pieces here.
I wish I was fast.
Wow.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Is that an actual character, Ken, or that's an amalgamation?
Well, my version of Batman when he serves. Oh, you have to see the latest DC movie. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
No, so I'm not gonna ruin it. I guess I ruined it for you.
I was gonna say.
Thanks, man.
Oh yeah,
Thanks,
there you go.
Yeah.
I kind of like this one. This came out pretty nice.
I like that too.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. It's a nice Colossus too.
Ken is a machine.
Yep.
I'm keeping all of these. Sorry.
They all look great. Oh.
Are we doing show and tell, or are we done?
I think we're done, guys. So I appreciate it. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Make
Mike.
sure you guys go check
Ken.
out the Kickstarter links. Like, I don't know if you put those links up in the comments at all, Martin, but if you're able to put any links to those Kickstarters in there, like those are the ones that we kind of would like to support if we can. Yeah.
Please.
I'm gonna do something real quick.
Kickstarter.
I know Brian might not like this, but I don't care. I'm gonna show my Lady Death cover. Want to see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Woo.
Oh man, that is wicked.
That's it. Thanks. Take it away. It's a Casby show. That's it.
Oh, that's too slow.
It was up. It was up.
It was.
You want to see it or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Oh, look at those skulls.
Gorgeous.
Ken, did you get that character model sheet for her when you had to do that?
This one?
Yeah.
No, I'm not really. I just make up shit. I kind of know what I'm getting in, so I kind of, and I mean, I don't get too. Yeah, I knew it. So, but they never say anything. They're just gonna go, oh, close enough. Let's go. You know. So I don't get that. You know.
No, you're lucky. I had to get the character sheet, and it was obnoxious.
I never. Well, they probably wanted to say something to me, but they know that I would just say, you know what? I'm not doing any more.
All right, guys, I got to sign off.
All right,
everyone. Thanks for watching, and look out for the official auction.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Peace. Kind of sucks.